It's Monday, August 15th, and we're in my front yard where the grass is almost taken. I would say it's now about probably 85%. Of course, there are two little bunny rabbits like this one who are enjoying eating all of my new grass. And actually, I think overall, to be fair, I don't think they actually eat up the roots of it. I think they're going in and eating the tops more, because I can see the area where they tend to eat mostly right over here. As you can see, I actually put a little bit of my little mat on top of it because they're eating it down so short. But yeah, they seem to be enjoying that actually, maybe even more than the new grass, than pulling it up. At least that's my impression, but we shall see. So what I did do this weekend was I actually kind of scooped up a couple of inches of soil that was up there near that border, and laid down some grass seed and then put a little bit of compost on top. We'll see if that helps, because that seems to be the part of the garden that is having the biggest problem. And then most of it has filled in. You can see around the edges was where we left the original grass, just because it was hard to get in with our, with our little plow. But yeah, overall, it's had its first real trimming by the husband with the lawnmower. But yeah, you can see, like, that was the grass that had survived from when it went dead last year. And then you've got some really nice, beautiful growth in here, and it continues to be so wet and moist that yeah, there's mushrooms. So I hope what that means is that the grass will continue to seed in. You can see at the edge it does still have some trouble kind of taking hold with the grass seed. But overall, not bad. All right, so we had a rainstorm last night. I don't know if that's what kind of messed up all the mulch over here, but I actually put some of it back. But we did have a storm last night with some extra rain. This little bunny here has been nibbling, as you saw, the grass. He also ate a sunflower that was on the ground over here. And I think it's now just, yeah, I don't think it has any bud left. So I've also noticed here, I had been watering these glads quite a bit, and I don't know if that is what contributed to some root rot, but I've actually pulled out a couple of gladiolus foliage that was just sitting there in brown, and what I discovered at the edges of it was some kind of rot and little insects. So I don't know whether it was the insects that caused it. I saw like some little wormy things, or if it was just that in my effort to take care of thrips, that perhaps I gave them a worse problem. But yeah, here you can see I just sort of rotted it out, I think. And in fact, you can even see a bit of mold. So yeah, so not my best idea, but I'm learning. I don't know if you can see, I think right there was where I'd seen even a couple of little like grubby type of things. So we'll see what happens this year. But like so many of the gladiolus really did so beautifully. Like these white ones here got to be over 5.5 feet tall. The orange ones were beautiful. This is the very last bit of the orange one. That's a couple of orange ones that were left. And now this purple one is coming, and really that's where you can see so much of the thrips damage. But gosh, even compared to last year, it's so much better. And this was with me using some organic pesticides. Right here you've got the lantana, and here's a Cosmo. I think apparently it's not going to bloom because I do leave my my light on overnight by my front door, but it's also got a couple of morning glories here. This was just a clearance arrangement, the lantana and the morning glory from Proven Winners, and I picked it up at Lowe's on a huge sale. Popped it in here. I did kind of strew in a couple of little extra herb seeds. Okay. There's a little basil that's coming up. as well as some parsley. So far the parsley's not, you know, it hasn't really taken off yet, but it's only been, gosh, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks for that. The dianthus is doing well. And then over here you can see more of the basil and more of the parsley. So also here in the front you've got some petunias. Here's the Supertunia latte, and I had just sprayed these with Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew, so I popped them into the garage, and I'll close the door and give them a couple more hours before I let them back outside, since the recommendation is that you give it like 3 hours. But I did notice that these guys needed another Dead Bug Brew spray. This is bloom number 2 on this branching small sunflower, which I'm actually quite loving. And then, yeah, these literally, this was one little petunia that would have been like $2. This is another one that would have been like $2, but I got them for free at Lowe's for Mother's Day. And then there's one dahlia plant that has that I've pinched off and is branching. This also is one dahlia that is pinched off and branching. And so, yeah, I mean, like, this is not a Supertunia. This is just a petunia, and I do deadhead it from time to time. But yeah, I'm definitely liking it. So, but as you can see, it does get budworm damage from time to time, and I had sprayed it a few weeks back, and it was definitely time to spray it again. Here in the Supertunia, yeah, also you can see a bit of the damage there. But overall, it responded really, really well to the dead bug spray. This is the bee's knees petunia. It was hit hard by the budworms. And you know, and it's still, you know, it recovered for a couple of weeks, and then as you can see, it was getting back again with the damage. But yeah, overall very pretty. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again, but you know, I was very enamored of it when I saw it at the store with its little promotional flyer. And like, if you looked at the back side of it, you know, like, it's still filling in, and some of this is just because of the way that the wind hits the plants. But again, I'm just gonna let it sit here for another couple of hours before I pop it outside, so that it's safe for the pollinators. All right, well, thank you for coming with me, and I'll see you next time.